Hello, how are you doing? I'm back. I'm sorry that it took me a while again to come up with a new video. I've been just a little bit busy with some work and my personal projects. But anyway, I'm back here today and I'm going to review a game that I had on OGS. I wonder if some of you watched, but there was this special pro exhibition match on OGS and my opponent was Antti from should I say from Finland or Japan? Because he is a Finnish Go player who studied Go in Japan and became a pro there with Nihon Kiin. Do you know that in Japan there are two organizations that select professional players? One is Nihon Kiin and the other one is Kansai Kiin. But anyway, they are both legitimate and very strong. And Antti became pro with Nihon Kiin. So anyway, OGS is a new Go server and they wanted to have some special event to attract people to experience with their server. So that's how we came to play, and there were some promotions on the American Go Association e-journals and Facebook. So I think some of you may have seen the game. So anyway, this is the special game, and there's the video from the live commentary. But then I thought I would review the game again because the original video is quite long. It's about 2 hours and 40 minutes. So in case you don't want to commit such a long time, you could watch my review and it should be about 20 or 30 minutes. So let's see. We did a nigiri, so random coloring, and then I was white. So he started with this star point, and then I did that. And this one was very unusual opening. But you know, unusual openings are fun, so I liked it. And then I took the 4-3 point. Although I usually like to play 2 star points when I'm white. But then I thought it would be more interesting to have some variations, so I came over here. And then I thought black might take the corner and then it would become another like user opening. Although he started with this one, it would be basically the same as starting with this point first and then enclosing the corner. But instead that he came over here, and then I briefly considered approaching this corner, and then it would be complicated opening, and I think it's totally playable move. But then I wasn't sure about some uncertainties, so I chose something I know very well. And then we did this Joseki over here. And then at this point, more common choice for black is to push over here. And then there are so many variations with this move. And then if I like start talking about like each of them, it will take hours and hours. So I thought I would show you just one of the variations which goes like this. And then it's very important to exchange this and that before doing this one. Because if black comes here first, then white can block this one. And then it would become like very painful for black to save these 2 stones. Because white can do something like that. So, or white can also cut over here. So in any case, the shape is very bad for black. That's why black needs to exchange this one first, and then white would answer. Then black comes out, white has to exchange this one now, and then black can do that. The old Joseki was to play over here, but then because of this Atari move is very good for white. Nowadays, black usually plays over here. And then at this point, white has many choices like this one or that one or this one. With this one, it would go like this. And then at this point, white can block over here, but it's another complicated thing. So white can do that. And then black would do this. And after that, it's a big exchange. White got these four stones and black captured these four stones. White has some potential areas over here and black has good shape around here. So this is just one of the many josekis. And as you can see, like each joseki is quite long and quite big. So some players who prefer simple ones would usually avoid this long joseki. I think Antti was one of them. So instead of pushing over here, black chose to just atari and then came over here. Sometimes black would just exchange this one and tenuki, somewhere like that, or it could be also this one. And then black would regard these stones light. For example, if white comes over here, instead of trying to save all of them like this, black might choose to give up these two stones and then take the territory over here. So that's one strategy that black can use. But in the actual game, black played over here, which is good shape. But usually this is considered a little slow. But anyway, white came over here right away. I could also go to over here or like take some other wide place. But once black comes over here, another move, then this shape would become actually really good. So before that happens, I wanted to reduce the black shape. And then black can come over here. But then after this one, there is this aji over here. And that. So since black doesn't want this, black chose to approach from here. And then I did that. At this point, white's peeping over here with diagonal move with sente. So that's very pleasant. But after that, this shape was a little awkward. I didn't know what to do. Usually white would do this one and that, but I didn't like the fact that black can come here later and white has to connect. And black can exchange this one and then connect like this. And then white would have no eye over here. So with that aji, I just didn't want to give black this 2 hane in sente. That's why I came over here instead. And you can see that black cannot capture these 2. White can easily connect. And if black peeps over here, then I would answer from the side. And black cannot cut because of this one. You can see that this black group is getting weaker. So like right away there was no cut when white came over here. But still the problem was that there were many ajis around here. One of them was to come over here. And then if white blocks here, black can connect to this side. And if white blocks over here, then black can does that. Black can do that. So yeah, I was a little bit bothered by this aji. Another one was at this point, another one was to attach over here. And then if white harness here, black can peep. And then white connects and black harness here. So this is another aji. So there were some of that I was concerned. But black didn't do that right away because it's a little small to do that right away. But instead black came over here. I thought black might do this one and then I was planning to answer this way. And then black can tenuki and go somewhere else. But instead, I think black didn't want me to take this territory. So instead black came over here. And you know, I could still play over here, but this move is just better than this one. Especially if black is concerned about this white group. And my group is so strong that black doesn't really want to be close, right? So since black came over here, I also didn't want to do that. But I also didn't want to tenuki because if I tenuki somewhere, black could approach, and then that would kind of force me to live in the corner. But this is very small, like considering all the white places now. So I thought I should do something with this side. And then after some hesitation, I came over here. And I thought I would force this black a little tight. For example, I could think about this one later and then do something like that and then try to get some more points, then extending on the third line. So that was the idea over here. And then black came here. I think black didn't want me to take this spot. So black did that, and then white came here. After the game, when we were reviewing, we talked about coming over here. Because in the actual game, actually after this exchange, black came here anyway. And then we were not sure whether this exchange was necessary. You know, after black's jump, white's coming here is not exactly sente because black can play around here in sente, and then after that there is no cut of white. For example, if white tries something like that, black can just hane here and do that, and white cannot cut here, right? So actually black could just jump here and then white wouldn't play here. If white was to play here anyway, eventually, then black's this move seems very slow, right? So I think it made sense to jump here without this exchange. But anyway, black did that, and then I came over here because I was still concerned about this aji. And then although this made black's corner stronger, I thought it was okay if I could take sente and then get into the corner, which I did right away, like here. I was also thinking about between this move and that move. With this move, I would be like better off when I go to the center like this. But the advantage of this move is that this knight's move is so pleasant. You know, this is attacking this black group and taking the territory of the corner. So I was thinking about the two options for a while and then chose this one. I thought that was a stronger choice. And then where did black go? Oh, black did that, and I think that was quite good move. I actually thought black's strong move would be something like that, and then I was planning to tenuki. I can do that, and then if black comes here again, then I could either block this one or maybe even answer this one. You know, black could attack, but this is not going to die probably. So I could tenuki, and then if black comes here, I can of course do that. And this is very good place. But the actual game, this move was quite good because it was difficult to tenuki. If I did that, I think black would jump here, and then when I do that, black would just extend and like try to attack white more strongly. So at this point, it was not easy to tenuki. So I was wondering about how to answer. Of course, the first instinct was to connect this way, and then black could play maybe around here or this one. And then after that, it's still not clear whether I can tenuki. If I need to block here anyway, then black would come around here, and then all these exchanges look good for black. And then I thought about answering this way, and then I thought black will probably come out. And then after that, I could try to make some weakness of black, but I was concerned about this cut actually. Like later on, black could cut, and these two stones is not very big, and black can even connect in almost cente. If white connects, then black doesn't need to play anymore. So I didn't like this cut aji. So after some thought about that, I decided to exchange this one first, since if I did that and then come over here, black would have no reason to answer. So I did this one first and then played here, so that even if black extends, there would be no cut. By the way, I also thought about coming over here, but then if black plays like this white's influence to the center would have no use. It will only be doing that black is getting some more points. So I decided to connect after this exchange, and since there is no cut, black also came over here and white answered this one. So overall, I think these black's exchanges were good. And then black came over here. Of course, at this point, black didn't want to come this way since the side would be too good. So black came from this way. And then I thought about coming over here, but black would be surrounding white like this. And then the corner is a little weak still. If I need to answer again, then I didn't like this idea. Black would be getting strong in the center. So I decided to go out like this. And then after that, if black comes to the side, I would get this one in cente. And then black needs to leave like this, eventually like that, making only 5 points around here. So I thought it would be quite good for white. But black actually came over here, and that was good exchange because at the review we talked about tenuking at this point, which is totally possible, but I was so tempted by the corner territory that I answered, and eventually these exchanges were much better than letting white play over here. So white did that, and that was all cente. So did that, and then now white's turn, so I came over here. At this point, I think the game is well balanced. I thought it wasn't bad for white, but not necessarily good either. There are some weakness around here, but it's not very strong since black shapes are all good. And white has some territory in the corner, but they are also small. Black has some good potential in this side, and it's black's turn. So I thought the game was playable for both. If I were black here, I think I would just come around here and tenuki. Although there are some weaknesses, I think I probably wouldn't start this kind of fight right away. Black has some eye shape around here, and then this is just a little too wide to attack anything. But anyway, Antti told us at the review that he was concerned about some cutting points around here, so he did that. And then after that, I came over here because if I didn't, black's blocking over here would give quite good territory. So I didn't want that. And then I also thought this black shape was a little thin. So did that, and of course black doesn't want to answer, so black came over here. And then I knew that it was very urgent to play somewhere around here. But then I was also upset that black didn't answer and this shape was thin. So I was thinking about some ways to do something around here. My first instinct was to start from around here, but actually because of these two stones, it was even more difficult than without this exchange. So yeah, this won't be a good fight for white. So other than that, I was also thinking about this one, but black will probably attach. And then if I do that, black could attack it from behind or even connect. And then cut here. Yeah, this is not doing much again. So I was thinking about the options and then decided to do this one, which is a little odd, isn't it? But my thinking was that if black connects to this side, my connection to this side would be in a very good shape. And if black blocks here, then I would do that. And this is like if I do that and then black plays over here and then I hane and then black came over here. And then I would get to connect here and then cut. And still there is this aji over here and this shape is much better for white. And over here these three stones are all connected. There's no way that black can cut like this. So that was my thinking. And then I did that, and if black would come here, I would just connect all atari here and connect. And if black comes like this one, then after this there is still this pip. So that's why I came over here. And then after that, black came over here. There is some aji around here, but I think still black could also choose this one. If white attaches here, black can extend, and then I'll probably go around here. If black harness here, then white can exchange this one and cut. So that's why. Anyway, in the actual game, black came over here, which is good shape if you want to play somewhere around here, but also a little slow since these two stones are not heavy. It's very light and you don't need to save this one urgently. But anyway, black came over here and then I could tenuki. These exchanges were good for white since white erased the territory potential of black. So I approached it here. I thought about coming around here, but then I thought black would come this way. And eventually I need to block the corner if I want to attack this one stone. But black can easily connect. So I thought I would rather approach the corner. And then black did this one and I came over here. At this point, black's usual answer is to push. And then I was going to attack this one stone. But actually I think this move was quite good. It's stronger move than usual. And it's a good time to play strong move because otherwise white is about to attack this black. You want to keep your opponent busy at this point. And then it's difficult to start this fight right away or attack this one stone. So I was feeling like lost. I didn't know what to do first at this point. So I started with this one and then I was expecting black to extend. Then I was planning to do that. And if black comes over here, I would do something like that. And then if black answers, then maybe I'll either pick up a fight or just try to minimize this one stone around here. Either way, I would have strong corner around here with this one in Sente, and this territory would be quite big. So I was thinking along in this line, but then black came over here. I was I was a little upset that I didn't get this one. I mean, I can still play here, but black can either hane and then it's already disconnected, or black could extend and there's this jump. Either way, it's not very good for white. So I was thinking about what I should do, and then I jumped over here, and black came over here, which is another strong move. And now black is like slowly swallowing this corner. I had to be worried. But my hope was that if I can get Sente, like if I can surround this black group, and then black will probably leave. But then if I can get Sente somehow, then I would block over here, and then I could probably fight. Supposing my white is all connected. And I thought that wouldn't be difficult because, these are all Sente, and then this white is not like 100% alive yet. So probably there are many forcing moves around here. So at this point, I was feeling like things were going well. I was going to get stronger around here and get Sente and come over here. Everything was under control until black came over here. And then I was like, oh no! Because this black is not alive yet. I thought black had to leave. But with this one, I had no choice but block over here, and then black was connected. My mistake was that I thought this peeping was always Sente, but actually it wasn't. Black was saying that you can take this one if you want. But after this one, black would attack my white group over here. And now it's totally the opposite situation. Black doesn't even need to kill this white. Black will force me to live inside with a very small scale, and then somehow get Sente all over the outside, and then just take this big territory. And that will be definitely bigger than these 4 stones. It's only like 15 points or so, but you can see this is huge, right? So when black connected here, I couldn't really take these 4 stones. But then I couldn't also just be like that, and then this is just not strong enough. Black could either connect, and this is already weak. And now that black will certainly exchange this one first. And now black is all connected and I'm not connected. So this is not easy to pick up another fight over here when my group over here is weak. So I think I was already in countdown and then I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, this is so bad. And then I felt big tension around here. So with the countdown, I exchanged this one and then came over here. And this is because if black doesn't answer, for example, if black connects here, then there's this cut. Still white is not connected, so it's not as good. But as long as I can cut black, I will get some forcing moves in the center, and that will make things better. And if black connects over here, when I do that, somewhere around here, I thought just this exchange would be better. But actually it's not really better, it's maybe about the same. So I was basically doing this because I didn't know what to do. But then at this point, I think black made a big mistake. So after this one, black exchanged this. Black was also in countdown. By the way, for the time limit, we had 30 minutes and 40 seconds three times. So we had some time to think in the opening, but at this point, we already used it up. And then after this pip, I think black's better move was either connecting over here or um, trying to attack the whole group. What black did in the actual game was to cut white off. It's very strong move. And also if you get to cut these three stones, you are automatically connected to this and this group. So it is efficient, but on the other hand, you are letting white have many more moves around here on this area. So I think it was better to either attack or connect. And then if white cuts here, then black would attack. If white comes around here, then black can connect this one. And it will be difficult for white to reduce this black because this white group is still weak. In the actual game, black came over here. And if white blocks here, then of course black would cut. And now this is like real trouble. And these four stones are basically dead. But lucky for white, white could attach here. And this was lucky because if black answers here, white could block this one. And then there's this net. Black cannot save this one stone. And if black harness here, white can exchange this one and then block over here. And then black would need to connect. Then white would probably do something like that. Yeah, it doesn't mean white is better still. I mean in game, because black got all these moves around here, 1, 3, 5. And when black connects here, white will need to invade around here. So it's still not an easy game. But white has this attach and some eye shape around here. So still this will be better than white still having the weak group around here. Anyway, in the actual game, black chose to capture these three stones by playing over here. But that was another like soft move because then white got the turn to strengthen these four stones. So white's coming over here and attach was a Tetsuji to make strong eye shape. And then black cannot hane here because of this Atari. So black came over here and then white did that. At this point, if white had to just connect, then black can still make good shape in this area. But fortunately, white could Atari here first, and then you can see that black cannot cut the two stones. So black just took. And then when white comes over here, black cannot cut. And now there is these two stones that black cannot connect. So black had to connect like this, and when white did that, white had very good shape. And black's corner was quite reduced. And after this, black had to come back here to connect. And this is the largest one on the board, of course. So if you can see the overall result, black is connected and black almost got these three stones, but white got nice eye shape with this group and got the sente. So white could enter here. If you compare with just connecting over here and white connecting and then black connecting, at that point it was more difficult for white to enter the black's territory. So I think this result is slightly better for white. Also, when white came over here, it was better for black to secure the corner first. And the game would have been still close, I think. But the big mistake that black made was to let white take this one. And that was really big. And after all these center exchanges, white took these two stones, which is quite strong. White could even get this one in Sente. I mean, not in Sente, but white could come even here. And then if black doesn't answer, white has this endgame move. And this is so painful because black has to live with 2 points. You know, if black came over here, this black's territory would have easily 15 points. But now it's only 2 and 3 because black got this one stone. And now white has about 6 or 7 points here. So this makes very big difference in points. So because of this, black came in here, but this white stone over here brought up this endgame move, and white can still connect here. So this was not big enough. After that, white came over here, and then usually black needs to answer, but then white would exchange this one and then connect here. And at this point in points, it's already very difficult for black to win. So I think black's not answering here was good good instinct. So usually the professional players would try to make the game as complicated as possible when they are behind. And I think this is that kind of behavior, very professional-like. And because when your opponent is not answering, you have to get the benefit. And in that way, things can be difficult. Things can be complicated again. So I think that was good choice for black coming over here. And also with this one, white's saving this group is not Sente because black would do that. And then now this is already secured. So anyway, this was good move. And since black didn't answer, I had to come out. Otherwise, this exchange would be too good for black. So I came out, and then this seemed a little complicated when black cut. But fortunately, after this, it was impossible for black to surround this white's group. First of all, this cut doesn't work. After that, black will need to answer. But then white can cut here and then cut these black stones like that. Or maybe even this one. White can sacrifice these 4 stones and then come over here. This whole black group is dead. If black has to come back, then of course white can easily connect. So cutting that wasn't working. And then if black comes around here, this one space jump is Sente for the same reason. Black needs to come back, and then white will come out. And now black has to save these 3 stones. And then white comes over here, like this. And this is connected again. So in the actual game, black tried this one. No, after exchanging that, came over here, but again this was Sente. And then when white comes over here, black couldn't cut. There are too many Sente moves around here if black tries to disconnect. And then these 3 stones are not strongly connected. So you can see that when white came over here, black had to answer. If black comes around here, this one is Sente. Black has to connect, and then white can connect. So it's not working. So since white is connected anyway, black tried to get more points by capturing this one stone. But when white was all connected, black lost these points and the game was pretty much over at this point. So basically, I think at this point, black's proper move would be connecting over here. But instead, black did that. And then white could cut here. And I think this could be something like ko. But of course, white has no reason to start a ko. So instead, I just took this one stone and forced black to connect. And I was going to do some endgame like this. Either this one or that one. In the actual game, when I did that, black came over here. And this is Sente usually because of this cut. But this black group is bigger. So I came over here. And then after this, black resigned. So basically this was the game. And then I would say black's big chance was when black was just connected. And then white group was weak. Yes, black should have used that situation better. In the actual game, although black got to cut these three stones, white got a nice shape around here, and when black had to connect, white invaded, and the game was difficult again. So that was the game, and then although I won, I thought Antti was quite good. So I hope Antti would do well in Japan, and maybe we will have a chance to see him in international tournaments as well someday, right? So that was the game and my review. I hope it was fun, and thank you for watching. Oh, just before I finish, I have some news. In my video 118, there is subtitle for Portuguese. So if you are from Brazil or Portugal or know that language very well, you can try that out. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.